Check, check. Trying to get some volume here. I'm working on some things, having a little technical issues. Hopefully it starts to work here for you. This one dumped down into the Aviators' end. They trail 2-0 right now. Showed up a little late here. Didn't quite get things set up, but I think we're finally getting some audio out to you guys. This one sent through into the neutral zone, picked up by Fargo on their own end. Own end. They lead 2-0 here early in this first period. Aviators getting a couple of chances. Trying to get one here as Grady tries to work that one towards the net. He'll pick it up along the wall. Feeds it out front. Tip comes all the way through, though. Couldn't quite pull the trigger on that one. Near side. They feed it out to the point. That comes to Teeny, but just outside the blue line, and we get a quick offsides. And a face-off coming just outside the Fargo Freeze end. So it looked like it'll be Grady's line out there for the Aviators. He's got Evan with him. Let's see who else is out there. That's Macklin on the other wing. Teeny and Albert are the defensemen. Grady behind the net trying to steal this one away. Puck into the corner. Fargo will grab it first. Grady comes over, tries to steal that off. Teeny will try to get there. Can't quite keep that one in. Gets to it. Slows things down, brings this one into the zone, hands it off to Grady. Grady down the sidewall. Works it to the middle. Quick one-timer attempt there. Here's Evan once again trying to get a shot off. He's got it in the high slot, feeds it over to Grady. That goes into the corner. Grady behind the net, rings it around. That'll come out to Albert. He keeps it in the zone. Fargo gets control in their own end behind their own net here. Looking for a breakout opportunity. He's going to skate this one right up through the middle of the zone. Looks like Grady went off for a change. Out came Barron for him. This one sent around to the far side. Shot sent on by Fargo. Sam kicks that one into the corner behind the net. Fargo wraparound attempt. Can't quite get it past Sam. Another shot attempt gets blocked. Doesn't make it all the way in on net. Fargo putting the pressure on now. Picked up by Teeny. Skates it up the sidewall. Feeds it to the middle. Gets that one over to Barron. Barron brings it forward. Hands it off to Evan. Evan down the right side. Brings it in the zone. Gets around the defenseman. Shot on net. Goes just wide into the far corner. Barron trying to get there first. Gets tripped up a little bit. Now Tucker out there. Him and Barron battling along the wall. Trying to pop this one loose. It comes loose to Barron. Barron turns it towards the net. Got that one taken away from him. Picked up by Fargo. They're going to work this one out in the neutral zone. Sent back in, but a little bit early as Carter Hengschleben was still in the zone. So we'll get a face-off just outside the Fargo end. We got Barron, Carter, and Tucker out there as forwards. Soren and Eli on defense. This one sent up to Tucker. Hands it off to Carter. Carter brings it into the zone. Down into the corner. Looking for an opportunity to pass this one up front. Backhands one up to Tucker. That goes off a couple skates towards the net into the near side corner. Barron battling, trying to get this one back. Tied up along the boards here. Carter comes in to help out. A couple of bodies hit the ground. Fargo will gather this one up in the corner, and they'll skate it over to the far side. Arm up. Penalty coming here to the Aviators. There was a touch. Don't know why there wasn't a whistle there. We'll get one now. That one goes off a stick, shot in. But whistle had blown. Looks like Carter will head to the box here for 1:30 and a power play coming for the Freeze. 4:24 remaining here in this first period. Fargo leading 2-0. The Aviators take a penalty. It'll be down a man here. Looks like it'll be Caleb Porter. Albert and Teeny out there for the Aviators on this penalty kill. That one shot sent in from the point, hit the post. Porter trying to steal this one away from the Fargo player, getting hooked. No call on that one. Fargo sends one off the post. It comes out front, but looks like it'll be picked up by Porter. He'll try to get this one up and out, tied up along the boards. Kept in by Fargo. They'll dump it back down. Up by Albert. He's trying to stick handle his way through a couple Fargo players. Slows things down, takes a look, sends one Up to Porter. That'll come out in the neutral zone. Porter trying to push it over there to Caleb, but Fargo will grab it and they'll bring it right back in the zone. Down the middle. Shots in on Sam. He gets a glove on and holds on. We're going to face off to the right of the goaltender, Sam Hines, in the Aviators' end here. About 41 seconds left on the penalty kill here for the Aviators. Eli. Who else? Jace will come out. Soren. Trying to see who else is out there. Not quite sure. Either way, we play on. Shots in and on Sam. He covers that one up, and we'll set up and do it again. So we got Jace, Eli, Soren, and Evan out there for the Aviators on the second half of this penalty kill. Face off, push towards the middle here. Aviators push it towards the sidewall. This one picked up by Jace. He chips it out to the blue line, but looks like Fargo kept that one in. Aviators will get out in the neutral zone, but the Freeze bring it right back in. Trying to get through the defense, knocked off of one stick. Another shot attempt coming, but taken away here. Back come the Aviators. Evan down the far side had it taken off of his stick. Fargo steals this one away. They'll push it back down the Aviators' end. Jace picks that one, goes behind his own net, feeds it up the wall, hits Eli. Tied up, though, by a Fargo player. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey. You see Grady has joined the play now. Was on his stick for a second, trying to steal that one away. Aviators trying to push this forward through the neutral zone, get it back down into the Fargo end, and they will. Down the far side, Evan chases after it. He gets sealed off by a Fargo player. They'll pick it up and go behind their own net. Just over 2 minutes to play here, first period. Nice job stolen away there by Macklin. He's battling in the corner trying to get out control of this puck. In comes Grady. Puck comes bouncing out, but Fargo pick it up and they'll work it back out in the neutral zone. Trying to split the defense. Teeny gets a stick in there. Nice job there. Arm goes up. Another penalty coming to the Aviators. These refs seem to be calling every little thing. Well, arm's up, but looked like it should have been on us, but I guess it's going to be on Fargo here as Grady had the puck. Fargo touches it. We get a whistle. I think the ref got a little confused there. He was calling it on. Originally was going to call it on the Aviators, but ended up calling it on Fargo here. So the Aviators will benefit on this one and get a power play for the next minute 30. Only a minute 46 remaining in this first period. A 2-0 hockey game as Fargo leads. Looks like they're going to take one from each here. Not sure. Either way, if they take one from each, it doesn't go down into the Aviator zone. It should be out at center ice. So a little confusion here on the ref's part, but either way, we'll play on. Oh, Carter Hingschleben will take the face off. He's out there with Soren. Tucker's out there as well. This one picked up by Soren. He tried to dish it out. Now Teeny with it. Puck loose again. Soren picks it up. He's going to skate this one forward. Brings it out into the neutral zone. He's got Hingschleben to his right. Hands it over to Carter. Carter skates this one forward. Gets it knocked off of his stick. Fargo gets control. It goes off of Tucker's skate in the corner. Tucker will get control. He'll send it around to the near side. Soren slides down to pick this one up. Keeps it in along the wall. Pushes it back down below the goal line. 4-on-4 here. Lots of space for these kids. This one will be sent down. Looks like it'll go for icing on the Freeze. So we'll head back down into their end and get a face-off. 49 seconds left on the matching penalties here. Both in the box here. Keeps us 4-on-4. 49 seconds left on that. Minute 5 left in the period. Looks like it'll be Caleb to take the face off. He's out there with Barron, Eli, and Soren. Fargo gets control of this puck. They'll skate this one out into the neutral zone. pushed into the Aviators' end. This should go for icing. And it looks like it will. We'll get another face-off back down in the Fargo end. 53 seconds remaining, first period. Aviators trailing by 2. We got some work to do. Had a couple opportunities earlier in the period. As the period went on, it's kind of slowed down for the Aviators. Fargo controlling play here in this first period. Fargo gets control off the face-off. Bouncing puck comes out in the neutral zone. Trying to split the D. Defenseman doing a nice job sealing him off. Down go a couple of players. Arm goes up, and another penalty coming to the Aviators. Actually, it looks like they're calling this one on Fargo. So when it looks like it should be on the Aviators, it ends up getting called. I don't know what these refs are doing. So I guess we did take a penalty as well. So, yeah, I really don't know what's going on with these refs. Either way, we stay 4-on-4. One-timer attempt. That's in the back of the net. That's Berg cutting the lead in half, making it a 2-1 hockey game. Nice win off the face-off. Comes right to Barron. He steps back, fires one. Kind of a bouncing puck. Went right over the glove of the goaltender in the back of the net. And it's a 2-1 hockey game here with 37 seconds left in the first. Oh, Barron and Caleb will stay out there. Teeny and Eli on defense. Face off, one back by Fargo. They push this one forward into the Aviators' end. Picked up by Eli, pushes it forward, sends it over to Teeny. Teeny will skate this one forward. Gets it over the blue line, takes a look. Works it farther down in the corner, towards the net. Shots in on, right into the stomach of the goaltender. He holds on. And we'll get a face off far side in the Fargo end. 20 seconds remaining here. Caleb to take the face off. He's got Barron in the slot here ready to fire. Fargo pushes it towards the sidewall. They'll skate up the far side. Teeny comes over to Fens, knocks that one away. Puck comes loose. Now it's a 5-on-4 power play, only for the next 50 seconds. About 6 seconds left in the period. Caleb works it down the corner, takes a look. Gets swallowed up by 3 Fargo players, but he still has it. But that is the end of the first period. So, after 1, Aviators trailing by 1. It's a 2-1 hockey game. They'll start the second period with a 49-second power play. Aviators didn't have a lot of opportunities there in that first period, but they're definitely starting to come along as the game progresses. Got a lot of work to do here. They need to start making some cleaner passes, getting the puck into the zone, working it around a little bit, finding those open guys maybe on the backside, whatever it may be. When they do get shots on net, having somebody up front to get those rebounds. The goaltender is good at making the first save, but definitely leaves a few rebounds out there if they're not right into his belly. So lots of opportunity for rebound goals here against this Fargo goaltender, but Aviators got some work to do. It looks like coaches are talking it over with them right now, so we'll see what happens here in the second period. Advantage for the Aviators, though, starting the period is that we'll have an extra man as it's be 5-on-4 power play for the next 49 seconds. So for any of you out there that haven't listened to the channel before, I do a lot of my other kids' games as well. But I will be covering a lot of the Squirt games, as many games as I can make it to. Sometimes I obviously traveling with the older boys or whatever, but whenever I have time to be with the Squirts, I'll be filming and recording those on the YouTube channel here. So if you do have time and you wish to not miss any games, I'll always have it sent out in our group me so your family members can alert you as well. But if you can subscribe to the channel, I'll be covering more games this year, and it'll pop up. Take a look, see if it's the Squirt team or if it's the Bantam team, whatever it may be. We do have a tournament coming up over New Year's in Detroit Lakes. I will be covering all those games. So you won't want to miss those ones. Those should be fun ones. As we get ready for the second period here. 49 seconds. 5-on-4 power play for the Aviators. One back by Fargo. They backhand one through the neutral zone. Aviators push it right back, but Fargo gets control. They'll skate over the red line. Brought down into Aviators end. Shot sent on Sam. He swallows that up with the belly and holds on, and we'll get a face-off. Face-off coming on the far side. Looks like it's Grady and Evan out there as forwards. Soren and I'm trying to see the number. I believe that's Eli. Yes, it is. Eli out there as defense. This one comes out. Aviators trying to get it out. Here's a 2-on-1 opportunity. Soren and Evan work it side to side, back to the middle. Nice job by the defender. Here's Evan again. Another shot sent on. That one goes off the side of the net. He gets dumped. No call on that one. Not sure why there was no call on that one. Grady tried to push that one back out to the point. Back comes Fargo, though. Nice job there by Eli. Pokes that one away at the blue line. Slows things down. The Fargo player was coming with quite a bit of speed. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey here with Fargo threatening down the left side. They work it towards the middle. Now it comes out to the point. Turns, shoots through traffic, but that one ends up going into the corner. Grady trying to dig this one off the wall. He pushes it out to the blue line. Doesn't look like it came out, though. Now we finally, second attempt, gets it down into the Fargo end. A couple of Aviators going for a change. Fresh one's off the bench as Fargo player carves through them, trying to get down into the Aviators' end. Teeny back trying to steal this one away in the corner. Centering pass gets blocked. Picked up by Barron in the corner. He gets tied up. Teeny digs it out. She skates it forward right through the middle here, trying to get to the near side. Brings it up the sidewall. Still with it down the left side. Into the Fargo end, trying to get around the defenseman. Takes a shot. Goaltender makes a save, holds on, and we'll get a face-off. Good effort there by Teeny. Getting a shot on net. Would have loved to see that one on the ice because there was a couple of Aviators bearing down on the goaltender. That opportunity for a rebound goal, but here's the Hinkschlaven line out there. He's got Barron and Tucker with him at wing. It'll be Albert and Teeny on defense. Carter to take the face off. Puck drop. One back by Carter. Comes to Teeny. Teeny fires one. Comes to Carter. He hands one over to Barron, but he got it knocked off of his stick. Now there's a race for it. Back down into the Aviators' end. Teeny gets there first. Spins away from one Fargo player. Sends it through the middle. That got picked off by a Fargo player. Shot sent on. Went off his own player's helmet and high and over the net. Centering pass. Defended nicely there by Albert. He backhands one up the wall. Gets to Tucker. Tucker trying to push it out. Now Carter in there and Barron as well. Get it out in the neutral zone. Fargo just turns it right back in. Sends it in, but a little bit off sides. And we'll get a face off. Looks like out in the neutral zone here. Center ice. 12:36 to go here. Second period. 2-1 hockey game. Fargo leads the Aviators. Porter's line comes out. He's got Caleb and Jace with him. It'll be Soren and Eli on defense. Caleb with it now. Trying to skate this one forward. Had it taken away from him. Tied up along the wall. They battle for it in front of the timekeeper's box. Pushed down to the Aviators' end. Sent towards Aviators' net, but stolen away by Eli. He goes behind the net, backhands one up the wall, gets it to Jace. Jace skates it out in the neutral zone. He chips one into the zone. They say no ice on this one. It'll go down into the corner. Porter chasing after it, trying to steal this one away. Now Caleb, he sends one towards the net. That goes all the way through. Sent back on net. Puck loose. Here's an opportunity. Caleb trying to get a stick on it. Nicely defended there by the Freeze as they get control, and they'll skate this one on the neutral zone. Sent all the way down. Went off an Aviator skate, so no icing. Tied up along the back wall here. Aviators trying to dig this one out. See it moving around. Finally comes loose. Comes to a Fargo Freeze player. They send it over to the far side. One-timer attempt. Whiffed on. Another shot attempt. That one sent in on Sam. He puts a stick down, blocks that one. Fargo with it again. They're going to try to feed this one up front. Opportunity, puck loose in the blue paint, comes loose. Looks like it'll be dug out by Soren. He gets pushed down. Battle for it along the wall here. It looks like Caleb's in there. Porter's in there. Comes loose. Aviator's trying to get it out of the zone, but Fargo just sends it right back down deep. Backhanded up to the point. That's not quite out as well. Porter trying to dig it out. Eli in there. Fargo's able to push it back down into the corner. Soren grabs it. He decides to ring it around to the near side. This one will come to Caleb Jacoby. Caleb grabs it. He skates it to the middle. Trying to get through a couple other Fargo players. Pushes into the zone as his line mates go for a change. Fargo steals control and they go behind their own net. Number 9 for the Freeze, flying through the defense. Down goes one defenseman, comes on the side, shots it on. That one misses wide. Fargo gets on it first. Teeny and I can't quite tell who the other one is down there trying to dig it out. Looks like it's Evan. Sent up the wall. That one comes to Macklin. Back to Evan. Evan sends it forward to Grady. Grady into the zone, makes a move, gets through the defense. Trying to get a shot off here, push it on net. Looks like it'll go behind the net. Grady's still with it. He feeds it out front. Puck loose. Another shot sent on. Puck underneath the pad of the goaltender. And we get a whistle. A little pushing and shoving there. But no calls. Cooler heads prevail, and we stay 5-on-5. 9:59 remaining second period. Fargo still leading by 1. Evan take the face off. Waiting for the ref to drop the puck here. Fargo wins that one back. They'll work it up the far side wall. Nicely done by the Aviators, keeping that one in. They say they stayed on side. They turn and fire this one out. It'll go all the way down into the Aviators' end. Teeny will be the first one back for the Aviators. Picks it up, goes behind her own net. Sends one up the wall. This one will come to Grady. A little bit behind him. Fargo takes it back. They force one towards the net. Nicely defended there by Albert. He has control behind his own net. He'll skate it up the far side. He loses the control of the puck. Fargo grabs it. They work it back towards the center ice. Carving the defenseman here a little bit. Gets a shot off, but went well wide. Battle for it behind the net. Teeny trying to get control of this one. Fargo backhanded up the wall. Macklin will go after it. Sent out front. That one comes rolling in on Sam. He covers it up, and we'll get a face-off. 9:04 to go here, second period. We'll have Soren and Eli on defense. Barron, Carter, and Tucker are the forwards. Carter to take the face off. He pushes it to the sidewall, gets to Barron. Barron sends it up the wall, kept in by Fargo. They take a shot. That one will come over into the near side corner. He picked up by Soren. He tries to chip this one out. Out to the blue line, but not out. Tucker in there trying to battle and get this one out as well. Now it comes over to Eli. He chases after this one. Tied up along the wall. Puck comes loose. Backhanded through the defense and out in the neutral zone. So forcing Fargo to regroup. They bring it right back in with some speed. Cutting through the defense. Backhand set on. Sam gets a glove on it. Holds on. We'll get a face off. Looks like it'll be on the far side. Carter to take the face off for the Aviators. Face off one back by Fargo. Shot sent on through traffic. That's blocked by Carter. He backhands one out to the blue line. That'll come out into the neutral zone, actually down into the Fargo end. Barron chasing after it, trying to get there, but Fargo will get there first. Kept in by Carter. Pushed down. Barron trying to get it, but Fargo steals it back. They push it out to the point. That will come out in the neutral zone. Race for it here as it comes down to the Aviators' end. Couple Fargo players trying to get there, but the Aviators are able to push it back out in the neutral zone. That one's sent in, but offsides, and we'll get a face-off back outside in the neutral zone here, just outside the Aviators' end. 7:57 remaining, second period. It'll be Porter to take the face off. He's got Caleb to his left. Looks like Jace to his right as Fargo pushes this one into the zone. Tini will grab it along the boards. She sends out the blue line. Porter's able to chip it out. He lost his stick, though. Arm up, so penalty coming to Fargo here. Jace works that one towards the front of the net, but as soon as Fargo touches it, we get a whistle, and we'll have a power play for the Aviators. A minute 30 will go up on the board. Aviators looking to tie the game up here with the man advantage. We'll get a face-off down in the Fargo end. Porter will take the face-off for the Aviators. He'll have Jace to his right, Caleb to his left. Teeny and Albert are the defensemen. Tied up. Porter gets control. Tries to bring this one towards the front of the net. This one will come out to the blue line. Nice job. Kept in there. Shots and on. Gets blocked by a Fargo glove. This one will be pushed forward. Looks like it'll go for icing, though. That one goes all the way down. And we'll reset back down in the Fargo end for a face-off. The Aviators electing to leave the line out. Porter will take the face-off for the Aviators. Minute 14 still to go on the power play. Porter trying to get control. It's tied up at the center ice, or at the dot here. Backhanded towards the net. Jace trying to get control of it now. Jace backhands one down the wall. Comes to Porter. He tried to feed it up front. Kept in there by Albert. He skates it forward. Shots in on. Gets blocked. Goes into the corner. Fargo gets control. Gonna try to chip this one out, but nicely done by Jace. Keeps that one in the zone. This one will come over to the near side. Caleb will chase after it in the near side corner. Sent out front. It'll come to Soren. He'll shoot through traffic. Bouncing puck comes in on net. Here's Jace's turn. He shoots. Goaltender makes a save. Caleb knocks it down. They say high stick, but the goaltender saved it anyways. But they're going to move it all the way down to the other end because of the high stick. Oh, Aviators getting their chances there, but couldn't quite get one in the back. And the net as we'll bring the face-off back down into the Aviators' end. 33 seconds to go on the power play here. It'll be Evans' line comes out. He's got Grady to his left. Looks like Macklin, or not Macklin, that is Eli and Macklin are out there, as well as somebody else. This one's pushed forward. Looks like it's Soren. Evan has it now. He'll try to bring this one to the zone. He's getting hooked. Arm goes up. Another penalty coming to Fargo. So 13 seconds left on the original penalty. Now another one on Fargo. We'll make it a 5-on-3 for 13 seconds, and then we'll get a 5-on-4 for about a minute 10 or so. A big-time opportunity here for the Aviators to tie this one up. We got 6:23 remaining second period. They trail by 1. It's a 2-1 hockey game. Evan will take the face-off. He'll have Macklin to his left, Grady to his right. Looks like it'll be Soren and Eli on defense. Evan trying to get this puck. Hands it over to Grady. Grady works it towards the net, feeds it out front. Shot sent on. That goes behind the net. Grady with it behind the net. Trying to feed it up front. Gets the puck out. Couldn't quite pull the trigger there. Fargo gets control, and they'll skate this one on the neutral. They get one man back. It's 5-on-4 as they bring it down into the Aviators' end. Shot sent on. That one goes over the top of the net. Fargo gets on it first. They try to push it up the wall, but it comes right back to the Fargo player. That one's sent out front. Sam elects to just dive on that one, get the face off as there was a Fargo player coming, barreling down on him, but smart play there. Gets the whistle, and we'll get a face off. About a minute left on this second power play here. 5:55 remaining in the second period. It'll be Carter, Tucker, and Barron. Teeny and Albert on defense. Carter will take the face off for the Aviators. Face off sent in right on Sam. Gets a pad on it, save that one, and we'll reset and do it again. I don't know if Sam was quite ready for that one. But either way, kept it out of the back of the net, and we'll take the face off again. Fargo tried it again, tried pushing it towards the net, but Carter stole that one away. He'll skate this one forward, trying to split the D, pushes it through. Picks up the puck, goes behind the net, down goes a Fargo player. Now Carter as well, hard into the boards. Barron ties it up in the far corner. Fargo digs it out. They're going to try to skate this one forward. Nice job there by Albert. Slides up, takes it away, gets it over to Barron. Barron shots in on. Goaltender kicks that one away. Setting up the sidewall, picked up by Tucker. Tucker tried to give it off to Barron. Or not Barron, excuse me, that was Albert. Battle for it along the wall here. Fargo dig that one out, and they'll skate this one up the far side. Barron trying to steal it away. Looks like they'll get around him out in the neutral zone. About 15 seconds left on the power play for the Aviators. Fargo turns, sends one towards the net. Taken away there by Albert. He spins away from one Fargo player, brings it back this side. He sends it up the wall, goes off a Tucker skate, comes to Carter. Carter skates it forward. Getting around one defenseman, has to get around another. He gets tripped up, down he goes. This one will be sent down by Fargo all the way, and we'll get an icing and a face-off back down in the Fargo end. That penalty has expired, though, so we're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Well, 4:41 remaining here in the second period. 2-1 hockey game. Porter's line comes out. He'll take the face-off. He steals it away from one Fargo player, pushes it over, trying to get it to Caleb. Bouncing puck in the neutral or in the slot here. Picked up by Jace, feeds it down into the corner. Fargo gets there first, but Jace steals it away on the sidewall. Tries to send a shot on it. That one off the skate. Fargo's going to poke this one out in the neutral zone. Back they come. Nice job by Caleb to lift the stick there and not allow that player to send it in. Bouncing puck, that'll end up into the Fargo bench. So we're going to face off right out in front of their bench here. Porter will take the face off for the Aviators again here. Face off push forward by Fargo. Picked up by Soren. He sends it up the near side wall, trying to get to Caleb. Knocked off of his stick, comes back to the blue line. Fargo gathers it up. They'll bring it into the zone. But chipped right back out there by Eli. Porter trying to steal that one away. Had an opportunity, but couldn't quite get there, and Fargo was able to keep it out of his hands. Nice read there by Eli. Stole that one away, but he got his pocket picked, and back comes Fargo down into the zone. Far side, shots in on. That goes off the side of the net. Pushed over into the far side. This will come to Eli once again. He sends it up the wall, but it had it stopped by a Fargo stick. It will come out in the neutral zone, though. Porter trying to dig it loose. He couldn't quite get there, and Fargo sends it back down to the Aviators' end. Soren goes behind his own net, takes a look, sends it up to Caleb. Caleb works his way from a couple Fargo players, and they push it back down into the Aviators' end once again. Sent out front. Lone man all alone out front here for Fargo, but nice job by the Aviators to steal that one away. Here comes Eli down the near side. Works it in and out. Sends one towards the net. That one will go wide. Caleb will get after it behind the net. Bouncing puck. Looks like Fargo will get control of it, though. They'll skate this one forward. Right in front of the benches, down into the Aviators' end. They'll dump it down. It'll go behind the net. Soren will be the first Aviator on it. He backhands one back down lower. They push it out front. One-timer shot goes wide. Picked up by Macklin. He pushes over in the near side corner. Gets it to Soren. Soren pushes it up. Gets it to Grady. Sealed off there by Fargo. Battle for it along the boards. Soren pushes it forward, but Fargo's able to push it in. Now here's an opportunity for Fargo right in front of the net. Shot sent on. Goes wide. Picked up by Grady. Oh, got it caught up on the wall there. Couldn't quite dig it loose, but he's able to push it out in the neutral zone. All the way to the far side. It'll come into the Fargo end. Macklin chasing after this, trying to steal this one away. Now Evans' turn. Puck comes loose, but Fargo gets on it first. And here's a 3-on-2 for Fargo back into the Aviators' end. Dropped off for the trailer. Backside. Couldn't quite get a shot off there. Picked up by Evan. He'll skate this one forward. He got it knocked off of his stick. He'll force it out of the zone. Grady comes back to grab it. Fargo steals that one away. Grady takes it back. He'll skate it forward, pushes it towards the Fargo end, but a Fargo player keeps it out of the zone. Now Evan with it at the red line. He backhands one up the wall. Fargo trying to keep it out, but it will go deeper into the Fargo end. 1:15 to go here in the second period. Fargo brings it down to the Aviators' end. Nice shot by Tina, gets back. She seals that off, sends one up the wall. It'll come out of the zone to Grady. Grady trying to feed it up to Evan. A little bit too far for him, and Fargo will get on it first. We're under a minute to play here in the second period. Fargo tries to send it up the wall. Grady steals that one away. He turns, fires. That one through some traffic, goes wide into the near side corner. Barron comes over to try to steal this one away, but Fargo will get it out in the neutral zone. Teeny swings at that one, but couldn't quite get connection on that one. Shot sent on, gets pushed to behind the net. Here's Teeny, feeds it up the wall, gets to Carter. Bounced off the wall to come out to the blue line. Fargo's able to keep that in. Battle for it here. It looks like it'll be Albert will skate this one forward, trying to get around the defenseman. Got by a couple. Couldn't get by the last guy, though, and Fargo sends it back down to the Aviators' end. Oh, 10 seconds to go here. Opportunity for Fargo. Tucker clears that one out. That'll come out in the neutral zone. That'll pretty much do it here for the second period. They play a little bit, but that'll be the end right there of the second period. So a 2-1 hockey game after 2. Fargo still leading by 1. A better period out of the Aviators. Getting some chances, controlling some play there. Obviously, the penalties to Fargo helped with that, but Aviators keeping themselves in this game. Just need to find a way to get some more pucks to the net, get some rebounds, get one in the back of the net, tie this game up. Then they can worry about going for the lead. 1 period left to play. No reason to slow up now. Just got to push the pace and try to control it a little bit more. Doing better on defense. They were giving up some more odd man rushes in that first period, especially when we didn't have the audio working. But Aviators coming along, have been working hard here, keeping this one tight, keeping themselves in the game, getting good goaltending out of Sam. Coach is talking it over with them right now, let them know what they need to do here for the third period. The Aviators might get another chance to play at this arena again this year. I don't think it'll be just a single game like this, but obviously when they come down for the Squirt International in late February, they'll do the tournament picture out on this ice, and then they do the big skate around and all that. And then if they get a lucky draw, they might get to play a game out here as well. If they do really well, they might get to play a championship game out here as well. But we will see when that comes around. But it looks like it'll be Porter's line coming out. He'll have Jace to his right. Looks like Caleb to his left, Eli. And Soren on defense, one back by Fargo. They have control, backhand one towards the forwards. They'll bring it into the zone, push it down into the far corner, or near side corner. Eli will chase after that one, try to steal this one away behind his own net. Tied up here, Fargo comes away with it. They feed one through the middle, it comes out to the point. Trying to keep that one in, but it comes out in the neutral zone, so Fargo has to regroup. Get back on side, and they do, and they'll have control of it here as they send it back in. This one will ring around to the far side where Soren will grab it. He sends it up the wall, but it comes to a Fargo defenseman. They tried to feed that to the middle, but stolen away by Porter, and back they come. They better stay on side. They push it towards the net. Jace gets there first. Fargo steals it away, though. Fargo brings it out in the neutral zone. Beaters get on side, trying to get this one back into the zone. It'll be picked up by Porter. He's going to work this one towards the middle. Got it knocked off of his stick. Kept in, though. Comes back to Porter. He backhands one over to Caleb. Caleb sends a shot on. Goaltender makes a glove save, holds on, and we're going to face up. Another scoring opportunity there for the Aviators. Shooting high shots, need to send low shots, especially when they had people out front. Get that goaltender to kick out some rebounds. Maybe they're still waiting on a centerman to come out here. Looks like it'll be Evan. He'll have Macklin to his right, Grady to his left. Teeny and Albert will be the defenseman. Evan to take the face off, wins it over to Grady. Taking off of his stick comes to Teeny. Teeny sends one towards the net. That one rolls almost down to the goaltender, but the defenseman stops it before it gets on net. Battle along the near side wall here. Albert trying to keep this one in. Looks like it came out, and we'll get an offsides and a face-off just outside the zone. 13:35 remaining here. Third period, 2-1 lead for the Freeze over the Aviators. Evan to take the face-off for the Aviators. He wins this one back, tries to push it in the zone. Looks like he was successful with that. Defenseman gets there first for Fargo. Aviators trying to keep this one in. It'll come out in the neutral zone, picked up by Grady. Grady loops back, takes a look, sends one in the zone. This one will ring around down below the goal line, behind the net, over into the near side corner. Macklin in there, same with Evan. It comes loose, it'll come out to the point. Shot sent on, gets blocked. Second attempt there by Albert, gets it down the sidewall. He'll keep it in once again. Fargo trying to get this one out. The Aviators able to keep it in. Bouncing puck comes out in the neutral zone. Teeny will come back to pick this one up. She loops around, looks for an option, sends a pass. That one's picked off by Fargo. She comes sliding up. Stole that one right back, gives it off to Grady. Grady centers that one, hits Evan in the foot, knocked him down. Fargo gathers up, and back they come. On the left side, opportunity here for Fargo. Shot sent on, bouncing puck ends up in the back of the net. They find the lone man out front. Sam slid out to make the save. He did get the save, but it bounced up and over him in the back of the net. And Fargo regains the 2-goal lead here, 3-1. So it'll be the Hank Schlaben line. Carter will take the face off. He's got Barron to his right, Tucker to his left. Eli and Soren on defense. Carter take the face off, wins it over to Tucker, far side. Now it leaves it off for Soren. Soren sends it down to the Fargo end. Carter putting on some pressure, trying to steal this puck back. Defenseman for Fargo goes behind the net, sends it up the near side wall. Fargo bringing it down into the Aviators end. Trying to get a shot off here. That gets blocked by Soren. Soren chips it up the wall. Fargo will get control of it again. They try to send one on net. This one will come loose over to Barron. Barron trying to feed it forward to get it to Carter. Carter behind the defense, trying to get in all alone. Couldn't quite get a shot off there, and Fargo steals it back. They send it over to the near side. Fargo brings it out in the neutral zone. They backhand one to the far side. Nice job by Soren to steal that one away. He'll skate this one forward. He's chipped up a little bit, but does get it into the zone. He'll push it down in the corner. Down he goes. Should have been a tripping call there, but no call. This one gets sent around the wall. Comes to Tucker. Tucker takes a look. Skates this one forward. Loses the handle on it. Feeds over to Carter. Couldn't quite get a shot off there. Soren pushes over to the near side. Kept in by Eli. He pushes it down into the corner. Barron trying to dig it out. Eli in there as well. It comes to Barron. Barron feeds it back to Carter. Carter tried to push it down the wall, but stolen away by Fargo, and back they come. Soren trying to defend here. Sam makes a save. Rebound opportunity. Another one, but no go for Fargo as Barron tries to feed up the wall. Gets it to Eli. Eli with it now. He'll skate it forward. Feeds it up to Carter. That goes off the wall. Poked away from Carter, but brought in by Eli. Down the right side, works it to the middle, trying to get a shot off, but stolen away from him. It goes down below the goal line, tied up along the wall. Carter trying to dig it out, but Fargo will push this one forward, and here's a 2-on-1. Soren, the lone man back for the Aviators. Steals that one away. Nicely defended there by Soren. He'll skate this one forward as well with some speed. Hands it off to Carter, but that was a little bit out of the reach for him and sent back down to the Aviators' end. Eli, the lone man back. Fargo player all over him, but he does a nice job using his body to defend there. Tried to send it up to Porter, but off of his skate, tied up along the far side wall. Caleb trying to force it out. Comes over to Barron now. Barron will skate this one forward. He sends it to the middle, trying to get it over to Caleb, but Fargo steals that one away. And they turn it back towards the Aviators' end. Picked up by Teeny. She sends one up the wall. That'll go down towards the Fargo's end. Porter will chase after that. Defenseman, nifty move, slides away, and he'll come down the left side. Shot sent on. That one's blocked by Albert. He battles along the wall for it, trying to steal this one away. It'll come out to the point here. Shot sent on. Stopped by Teeny. She pushes it forward, gets it to Porter. Porter pushes it forward, gets it up to Jace. Jace brings it into the zone. He trips up. Fargo will get on this one first. Porter trying to steal this one away. Caleb blocks that one partially. It's tied up along the far side wall, stolen away by Porter, but knocked off of his stick and back out in the neutral zone. Fargo over the red line, down into the Aviators' end, works it towards the middle. Arm goes up. Looks like it'll be a tripping call here. Looks like the player stepped on Teeny's blade and went down. We're going to get a tripping call here on Teeny. The Aviators going down a man here for the next minute 30. Just about 9 minutes to play here, third period. Aviators down by 2. It'll be Evan and Grady coming out at forward for the Aviators. Evan will take the face off. Looks like Eli and Soren on defense. Face off one back by Fargo. Shot sent on, gets blocked. Fargo still with control. That one also gets blocked. Evan felt that one, but he'll play on. Comes down low. Grady steals that one away from a Fargo player. Goes behind his own net. Tries to chip it up. Fargo steals it back, though. They have it in the slot. Turnaround attempt there. Goes off a skate. Goes to the far side. Picked up by Soren. He tries to push this one forward. He'll get it up and out of the zone. Gets it to Evan. Back to Soren. Now up to Grady. Grady brings it in the zone. Makes a move. Gets around one defender. Trying to get around another. Sends that one off the side of the goaltender. Puck loose in the blue paint. Goes just wide. Evan's going to grab this one. He pushes it behind the net here. Oh, Aviators getting some opportunities here on the penalty kill. This one's stolen away by Grady once again. He feeds one towards the net. About 32 seconds to go here on the power play for the Freeze. Back comes Fargo. They send it through the middle. Bring it into the Aviators' end. Trying to get around Soren. Back in it towards the net. Sam kicked that one away. Didn't allow the player to get a solid stick on there. Evan bumping bodies down there, trying to steal this one back. Looks like he'll have control of it, but gets it stolen away from him. Here's an opportunity for Fargo as they backhand one out to the defenseman. He elects to just send it down back below the goal line. Picked up by Soren on the far side. Feeds it up to Evan. Evan skates it forward and out of the zone. Works it to the middle. He'll steal it back. And it knocked off of his stick. Eli pushes it forward, gets it into the zone. Macklin in there battling for it, trying to steal this one away, but it looks like Fargo will skate it right back out in the neutral zone. Tucker trying to poke that one away. Now Soren. Shot sent on. Big save by Sam there. Miscommunication there by a couple Aviators. They would have had an easy breakout there, but Fargo just stole it right back. Picked up by Soren. Chips it up the wall. Sealed off by Fargo. They backhand it farther down. Carter picks it up. Sends it over to Tucker. Tucker slips it around one player. Feeds it up to Carter. Carter with it. In and out. Getting the defenseman to fall down as he goes. Hands it off to Macklin. Macklin had his pocket picked, and back comes Fargo. Albert, the lone defenseman, back. Shot sent on. That one whistles high over the top of the net. It'll come to the far side to Soren. Soren will skate this one forward. Hands it off to Carter. Gets caught up on the referee's skates. Now comes to Carter once again. He brings in the zone, but Fargo clears that out quickly. Sent back in by the Aviators, but Fargo will have an easy breakout here as they send it through the middle. That came to Tucker, but he couldn't quite play that one cleanly. Back to Tucker. Feeds it forward to Carter. Carter inside and out. Working it towards the middle. Now the outside. Gets bumped off the puck. Picked up by the Fargo player. Skates this one out of his own zone. Splitting the D. He'll split everybody. He'll come in all alone on Sam. Tries to get him moving. Sam takes... There's going to be a call here on Sam. I don't know what they're doing here. I don't know how that was a penalty in any way. All right, so it'll be a power play for the Freeze. Goaltender stopping the puck, I guess, is now a penalty. I don't know if any of you are out there NHL fans, but I don't know if you remember Marion Gabbert coming in when Dominic Hasek came skating out about 30 feet to play the puck and absolutely upended Gabbert, but that wasn't a penalty. So, I mean, I don't know. Either way. We play on, puck in the corner. Carter Hengschleben trying to get control of this one, feeds it up to Tucker, but it goes past him. Fargo's able to keep it in the zone. Comes loose. Carter will pick it up. He'll skate it forward. Carter takes a tumble. Puck in center ice here. Aviators trying to get control. It'll be Teeny. Sends it up the wall down into the Fargo end. Fargo will have to retreat back into their own end to grab this one. Fargo with it now. They'll skate it out of their own zone. Got about 40 seconds left on the power play here. This will be Eli behind his own net. Feeds it up. Gets that one to Albert. Albert trying to feed it up the wall. Jace battling in there as well. Puck tied up along the wall. Porter comes over to help it out. He'll steal this one away now. It comes out of the neutral zone, but back into the Aviators end with a couple Freeze players still in there, and we get an offsides call and a face-off coming outside the zone. About 20 seconds left on the power play here for Fargo. 4.5 minutes to play in this third period, and the Aviators still trail by 2. Porter to take the face-off. He'll have Jace to his left. Eli and Soren on defense. Comes back to Soren. Soren picks it up, skates this one forward. That one goes up and into the bench. So we'll get a face-off. Let's see where they put this one in the... Looks like it'll be just out in front of the Aviators bench here. Porter to take the face-off again for the Aviators, excuse me. Picked off by Fargo. They bring it in, trying to split the D. Nicely defended there by Soren. We get a stoppage there as Sam made the save there. We'll get a face-off here in the Aviators' end. So about 5 seconds left on the power play here for the Freeze. Face-off one back, comes to the point. Shot sent on. That's right into the glove of Sam. Holds on. We'll reset and do it again. See what the plan here is for the Aviators if they elect to take a timeout here shortly. They trail by 2. At some point, they'll think about pulling the goaltender and going with the man advantage. This one picked up by Porter. He'll skate it forward, pushes it up out in the neutral zone, but the Freeze send it right back in. Soren will chase after this one. It goes down below the goal line. He backhands one over to Jace. Jace trying to push that one up the wall. Fargo will steal it back, though. Still tied up along the wall here. Eli pushes it out to the blue line, but Fargo elects to send it all the way back down. Picked up by Soren on the far side. Sent up the wall. This one will come to Caleb. Picked up by Soren along the wall. He pushes it over the red line, now down into the Fargo end. Fargo will get on this one first. Porter chasing after him. They send it up the wall. Defenseman coming off the bench for the Aviators couldn't quite get there, and back comes Fargo. Teeny trying to defend here. Pokes that one away, but Fargo sends one towards the net. It goes wide to the far side. Fargo with control again. Soren will retreat back into the corner to pick this one up. He'll try to send it up the wall. Whiffed on that one. Fargo pokes it deeper below the goal line here. It comes over the near side where Jace will pick it up. Jace sends it up the wall. It comes out to the point. Actually sneaks over the the defenseman's stick and comes all the way down into the Fargo end. They get there first. They'll go behind their net, send it up the wall to a couple players coming off the bench. I'll get it out in the neutral zone, but Teeny turns it right back toward the Fargo end. Fargo pushes this one towards the Aviators end. It'll come into the zone, picked up by Albert. He pushes one up the wall, gets out back out in the neutral zone. Fargo pushes it back in, but Albert steals that one, and he'll skate this one through the neutral zone. Hands it off, gets it over to Evan. Evan down the left side, shots in on, goes off the side of the net. Fargo snags this one behind their net, and they'll send it out in the neutral zone. Teeny will retreat back into her own zone to pick this one up. Sends it up the wall, trying to hit Grady. That one over his stick. That one out of play, goes off the ref. And we'll get a face off in front of the Fargo bench. So 5-on-5 hockey here, 2:17 to play. 3-1 hockey game, Aviators trailing by 2. Evans line out there for the Aviators. Got Barron to his right, Grady to his left. Soren and Eli on defense. Face off controlled here by Fargo as they bring it into the Aviators end on the left side. They feed one to the middle. Gets through a couple players. Shot comes in on net here. Sam covers that one up. We'll get a face off to the left of Sam down there, far side in the Aviators end. Evan will take the face off again. Picked up by Evan. He works it to the near side. Tries to send it up the wall. Got poked off of his stick. Fargo will regain control. They try to feed one out front. That goes through everybody. Grady picks it up on the far side. Works around one player. He'll skate this one forward. Trying to get around the defense. Works it to the middle. Off of his stick. Comes Lewis trying to find it. Here's Barron. Barron shot on. Goaltender makes the glove save. Holds on, and we're going to face off. So 1:42 to go here. Looks like we're going to get a timeout called here by the Aviators. They're going to want to discuss the next 1:42 here as they trail by 2. Probably pull the goaltenders. They have an offensive zone face-off here. Go 6-on-5. I would expect to see Sam stay on the bench here after this timeout, but you never know. They may want to see if they win the face-off first, but since it is all the way down in the offensive zone, I would just take them off now. Even if you don't win it, you got a better chance of defending the zone and with an extra guy. Well, early season here, obviously still a lot of things to work on. Aviators, I believe, coming into this game, if I remember correctly, are 1-2, had a game against West Fargo that they lost, and then their second game was against the other West Fargo team that I believe they won. Then they had a game up in Grafton that I believe ended 6-2, but it was like 3-2, 4-2. Excuse me, 3-2 or 4-2 in the third period that they were definitely in. Actually got some really solid goaltending play from Sam Hines in that one as he made like 50-some saves, but still played very, very well. But obviously it's a young season, only 4 or 5 games in. Got lots of things to improve on, but pretty impressed with these young men so far as they seem to be getting better each and every game. As we do see Sam come out of the net, it is 6-on-5. This one back. Oh, it jumps right over the stick. Eli comes on the neutral zone, so the Aviators will have to regroup. Eli turns it back, though. Aviators back on side. He brings it into the zone. Feeds it to the middle, gets it to Evan. Evan turns, fires. That one pushed wide. Into the corner. Fargo trying to send it out. Comes to Eli once again. He sends it down to Grady. Grady works it to the middle. Hands it off. Sent towards the net. Doesn't quite get a shot off. Grady gets it back in the slot. Spins. Had it knocked off of his stick. Looks like Fargo will gather this one up. They'll skate on the neutral zone. Here's an opportunity for them to find the empty net. They send it in, but that one will go well wide. Albert chases after it. He gets there first for the Aviators. Sends it up the wall. It'll come out to the point for Fargo. The shot sent on. That's through. Everybody goes off the post. Stays out. So Aviators still alive. Nice job by Grady. Pokes it out in the neutral zone. Gets it out of harm's way. Fargo misplayed that one. It comes to the far side. Caleb pushes it in. But offsides here on the Aviators, so we'll get a face-off just outside the zone. 46 seconds to go. They trail by 2. Shot showing in favor. Just noticed they even had a shot clock up there, but 24-18 in favor of Fargo. 46 seconds, so the Aviators got some work to do here. It'll be Porter to take the face off. He wins it over to Tucker. Tucker skates this one forward, gets it in the zone, hands it off to Porter. Not quite deep enough as they send it back out. Teeny stops it at the center ice out, gets it back to Tucker. Tucker made a move, brought it back out, comes into the zone. But Fargo sends this one down. It goes off the Teeny stick. This one's headed towards the net, but it'll go wide. Picked up by Teeny. Teeny feeds it up the wall, trying to get to Tucker. Tucker with it now. Makes a move. Teeny sends it down. It'll come to the defenseman. 15 seconds to go, so it's a tough one to get back into this one, but we'll see how they finish it out. This one's... No. This one picked up here by... That was Macklin, tried to fire one right at the buzzer, but that's a victory for Fargo. Tough one here for the Aviators as they fall 3-1 to the Fargo Freeze here on Sunday. It's a beautiful arena, but obviously get to focus on the positives and get back to work this week at practice. Both teams will meet at center ice here, shake hands, and head off to the locker rooms. But we do appreciate you guys joining us for this one. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I'll try to do as many as I can with the squirts. We'll try to give you a heads up. Check the channel. I usually post them a day or two ahead of time if I can, sometimes earlier. Also send it into our team group me and stuff so family members can alert you as well and send you the link if you're not on YouTube or not subscribed to the channel. But either way, we appreciate you joining us, and we'll see you next time.